you know what they say, if at first you don't succeed, just try again. Lobby loaded in, and no one's disconnected just yet. We only have the first bans. This will be all good. First game lasted 1 hour, 23 minutes. Some technical issues in the middle of that, so we had a few pauses, which means the series has already lasted quite a while. We'll see what crazy things they know they can bring to the table now.
Yeah, attempt number 2. This time we actually have bans. Fairly standard ones. Nothing out of the ordinary. I believe we saw the Nightstock and the Axe banned in the last game as well. Might be switching around other teams, but hey. The Nightstock and the Axe. Where do we go from here? Well, hero did really deserve a ban from the last one, that is. I don't think... Kunkka, apparently.
Kunkka,
but
Warlock would also be up there, as it always is.
Yeah. Like, I don't see, unless you really want to, unless you have first pick, I don't see an excuse to ever let Warlock through. And yeah, Clans think the same.
Yeah, it's just like, we kept looking at the fight recaps, and there was no fight where Warlock didn't do a lot of damage just with Fatal Bonds.
Yeah, even when he died first, he did.
Yeah, even when he died first, even when, in later stages, when the BKBs and stuff like that were coming out to just can counter it in some senses. Like, he was still able to do a whole lot of damage between that and also the golems. Just not going for the axe, but straight for the refresher orb, which means you have two very strong golems. It's very powerful, and he did do a lot. So just take it out. Don't want to deal with that in the late game or the early game for that matter.
Morphling Band-Aid. That indicates we want a good gyro or some shenanigans.
Maybe.
Any agility hero. Any ranged agility hero, and Morphling is gonna get banned.
Any good hero that has 3 good spells that can make use of them, that the Morphling can make use of, yeah.
Yeah, simple. You see Morph, you pick Viper. Shadow Shaman for now. Oh yeah, that is actually pretty... Like, Lion Shadow Shaman are actually good reasons to ban out a Morphling.
Morphling is actually pretty good against Viper, though. Because you turn into Viper and use another
Sure.
to break his passive, so... But yeah, Shadow Shaman, not the most common first pick these days, but still a powerful hero in my eyes. Like, he can trade very well out of the defensive situations. Maybe doesn't work as well against dual lanes. Just because you can't really make as good of use out of the shackles when you have 2 heroes to deal with. But he has a lot of lockdown and push potential later down the line regardless. Now,
yeah.
Hero.
Yeah, that's the deep push tool. They just saw the Shadow Shaman coming out first pick that most of the time it indicates we're gonna pick a strong safe lane that can push down your tower easily enough, and they're gonna answer with quite a more potent combination. Jakiro Beastmaster up and running. Gotta say, we've seen this lane a couple of times before, and it was almost always full success.
Yeah, I mean, gave up a few kills in that earlier series, but they gave as much as they got. Or got as much as they... you know what I mean, right?
They may
also
kill.
Got a few kills in return. They may kill. Indeed, Beastmaster very strong.
5 seconds
and it's one example of like the Shadow Shaman maybe not being as comfortable in this kind of lane, because even if it's not Jakiro, if it's one of the more traditional offlane supports, you shackle that one up, Beastmaster comes up, throws some axes in your face, walks up, does a crap ton of damage, or vice versa, right? Like, you can't really make good use of the shackles.
True enough, true enough. He managed to underroll for now. Did not expect that hero to appear for a while. You mentioned about the shackles, however, Jakiro tends to fall victim to it. Like, if it's a shackle out of nowhere with some sort of follow-up, and Underlord kinda sets up for the solo lane with the trial lane on the safe, it can get dangerous for them.
Yeah.
It heavily depends on the lineup, though.
Yeah. Depends on lineup, depends on positioning and vision as well. So if you manage to keep your ward alive, if you bring one up to the off lane, then you can avoid these kind of things. Or you can just cut through all of the trees, so Shadow Shaman can't sneak up on you.
Yeah, true. With the Beastmaster, that will work. Anyone want to do any blind guesses?
Radiant team ban.
Monkey King
Dire
ban?
team ban.
Ah, come on. That was already out.
It was just as I said it. It's
cheater.
I'm just using your own reasoning for that, because You see the Underlord, one of the good heroes that is against it is the Monkey King. You say it time and time again, rightfully so. And yeah, just take it out, especially seeing how they were actually able to use it quite well in the last game. Like they didn't win with it, but there was a long period of time where the Monkey King was a huge issue for you know nothing to deal with.
I think maybe banning out the Bloodseeker would be preferable for clients. Bloodseeker, Shadow Shaman, pretty good combination up and running across the map. Yeah, they tend to do a lot of damage with Underlord anyways, so it's gonna amp them up in the laning stage a little bit.
Yep.
I think it's reasonable for the might. And then go with the Spectre instead. Thank you.
That also works. I mean, we already have more push between these 4 picks than we had in the entire 5-man lineups last game.
Incoming Medusa pick.
Alright, now let's pick Medusa, Techies, and Tinker, and also Kornaga.
Yeah, exactly. Great. Who's also up there? Hey, we need Lich Shot Treant, so Tyres heal from Shadow Shaman.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Lich on one side, Treant on the other.
Is this just where you like...
on one side, Rubik on the other, so you can steal the heal. That's also perfect.
Treant, Coddle, and just go full high ground defense. Never let creeps hit the high ground.
Coddle would actually not be too bad, just with the Beastmaster. You can try to abuse the axes.
No. Definitely not. There's Jakiro already. Like, you would restrict yourself to so big semi-defensive support. Yeah, that's a better alternative. That's also great against the Underlord because of the Maledict.
Alright. Also take it away from, you know, nothing if they were thinking about that. Putting Shadow Shaman to more full roll. Get the Witch Doctor to deal with the Beastmaster, which just cast bouncing around the summons, but get the Undying instead, which is also quite a turnaround.
Green Wall?
Close enough, yeah. I mean, it's a very powerful hero. The spreads a lot of green, dark green, brownish kind of things with the DK.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I like the pick. It's a little bit weak against the Beastmaster down the road, but for a duo offlane with Unload, it's great. It's also quite kinda decent Beastmaster to hero together.
Alright, now gonna need to show some more cores. Probably the safe laner, the one position. Gonna be picked up by clowns now. You see a Slark or something come out?
I was thinking Slark or Juggernaut. Jug is pretty good because you can just spin through the Underlord stuff and just hit the Tombstone. Slark will struggle if there's like an Underlord on the lane together with Undying. That's too much to ask for him to deal with.
Radiant team pick.
That's the Crobalist for now. Going with the mid pick, they want to hide the last pick. Okay. That does mean Nothing needs to respond with a Slark counter hero, like if he comes out, or like another one that can go for it. Bloodseeker is still up for grabs. Just saying, like it's still a pretty good pick here.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah,
so is the
force
Ember.
you dying in the top lane just to make sure the Slark doesn't get
5
dumpstered.
seconds remaining.
Because Slark Shadow Shaman is not really powerful lane until you get at least a few levels to work with to have that. Some burst from the Ether Shock as well as the Dark Pact.
I think they should go Lycanthrope on Nothing.
I don't know.
They have lots of space creating heroes. They need like some heavy push amplifier together to Shadow Shaman. It's a pretty okay lane. Like Shadow Shaman doesn't really need to care about Lycanthrope. He will survive. He has regen. That helps him against the Beastmaster Jakiro. I think Lycanthrope would be pretty tier 1 pick here for them. Other heroes would include the Phantom Lancer.
It'll take some time to decide. Also have to think about the mid pick up against DP. Not exactly an easy hero to counter.
Fair enough. Lina is in the pool. That gives them some much needed burst damage, you could say.
Dire team ban.
Lifestealer. I'm not sure about that one. It's not a lineup you would expect a life in.
Yeah,
Physical damage from the Witch Doctor, Beastmaster, Lockdown, Jakiro for the laning phase.
Yeah.
Exorcism with the physical.
Yeah, you said it. Like, you don't even have a big carrier for the lifestealer just yet anyway. You need to go, what, like Queen of Pain or something like that. Lina could also still work here. Just
It could go for Storm, straight up.
Storm.
Ice Path and Witch Doctor, they're not really good. The only thing you have to do with is the Death Prophet, so you would have to go for the Yules. But it gives you good utility. Well, true.
Dire team picked.
Well,
go for it anyway. I say these are acceptable risks. You're gonna do the Storms with lifestealer.
I think it's fine. I disagree. I think the Storm fits perfectly. Like the Beastmaster, yes, you can roll the Storm, but it has a pretty long animation. You can't slip out of it. Like you will always find. Oh, there's the PL. All right.
Choose your hero.
Oh, 2 in a row. But Storm Spirit. It's difficult, definitely. But if you just say, oh, we don't pick this hero because Beastmaster's on the field, that would exclude probably 90% of the mid laners, because they all try to be squishing t-shirt damage. That would disqualify like heroes like Lina completely, because, oh, I can't use my Shadow Blade anymore to initiate because the roll. I think Storm is okay. It looks a little bit more grim with the PL on the field, because that can hurt you in a fight if you get rolled and there's PL on top of you. But they couldn't predict that because they didn't have the last pick.
I think it's these kind of arguments, yeah, sure. You can say that, but at the same time, picking Lifestealer means that, one, you're forced into a pick like Storm Spirit that's very mobile, but also especially susceptible to the Beastmaster. And as a result, because none of the other heroes are really ideal to help out the Lifestealer as just a vessel, means that there's a lot more emphasis on the Storm, a lot more pressure on him to perform. So 1 or 2 kills, if you just not a little bit not careful, you get caught out by a silence before you have a Yules or something like that.
PL is really good at clearing those walls out. That's the biggest thing for clowns here. Like yeah. they can get rid of the wards. They have good tools to quickly bring down the Lifestealer if needed. But yeah,
I agree. Like at the very least, they set themselves up for the laning stage for this kind of playstyle, for this kind of strategy to succeed, because you have the Undying, you have some push to work with, some strength in these lanes to like jumpstart off of, if you will. But yeah, at the same time, like, look at all this counter push, look at all this lockdown, the Phantom Lancer getting big and strong.
30 seconds to battle.
Still like to favor CWC here. If YKN, you know nothing. If they win this game, then they'll meet them. Whereas the clowns with crowns, they need to win 2 in a row now to make that happen for themselves.
Yeah. 2 in a row. They're really set up for this game, I gotta say. But it can explode. That's the thing. Like, the enemy line can completely explode in their face. Once they snowball, they don't really stop. If the Storm Spirit gets too far ahead, you don't really have the tools to deal with him. Same applies on the other side as well. If PL gets big, who's gonna lock down PL in that lineup? Yeah, you have a Shadow Shaman. Good luck. 1 Lincoln Sphere and you will never kill this PL.
At least you can't doppelganger out of roots anymore. So you have 28 seconds for the put of Malice. Unless he has Mental Star, then it doesn't matter either. Yeah,
and then it doesn't care anymore.
We'll see how these lanes go. Phantom already first point up at the Phantom Rush. Didn't get any value out of that initial cast.
So he's gonna get first blood.
I don't know. Clarity walks like this, like he might just be the one to feed it. Lifestealers had to pick up a spell.
Rotating the Undying here. That's unexpected. That
also,
I would I would consider that a grave mistake. Like, you gotta lock down the PL farm more than the Lifestealer farm.
Well, reveals himself now, gets a double DK.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lifestealer should be able to farm quite nicely regardless of anything. Actually, he doesn't have Crawling Blade just yet.
That's what I meant, like, he doesn't really need the Undying here. I guess it helps, and they're doing a lot of damage on the Jakiro. That's probably first party.
Told you it was clarity. Small boy next on the list, but he's a little tankier. Just 2 or 3 decays, couple of right clicks, Shen Shaman. I mean, good at the best of times, but if you have no health points to work with, it just feels even worse.
Yeah, I'm talking about no health points to work with. I'm not getting quite a beating. Melodic and then the Phantomans are rushing in, doing some damage. Your passive doesn't reduce the damage that much at level 1. 7% is nothing.
Literally nothing. Second for 161. That's pretty decent.
Yeah, and that's PL, that's without the Phantom Rush. So he pretty much makes up for it.
Right, it does leave us with a DP for Stormsphere mid 1v1. It's a pretty even matchup so far. Storm was slightly more nice.
It is a nice lane. It's a great one to watch. You know how to identify that? It's simple. You look in the mid lane. If there's a DK, it's not. If there isn't, it's a good one.
You really hate that hero, don't you?
He is so boring in lane. He does nothing. Just like, I'm sitting here, I'm last hitting. Gank me and I turn around.
At least Steph probably has to cast a spell before she turns around, right?
I guess. I mean, DP versus Dragon Knight is literally the worst. Because there's just nothing happening, ever. Nobody wants to gank the lane either. Oh, Undying, you gotta find yourself a lane at one point.
He doesn't have a home, no one wants him. Too many flies, he's stinky. Make his way back towards bottom. It's clarity. Yeah, expended his entire mana pool so far, just trying to harass, but against the lifesteal after level 3 already, so it's sustaining himself very easily. And Shen Shaman also staying very defensive, so he cannot really be caught out. So far everyone's happy, just taking away at creeps.
Who is more happy though? I think it's the Storm, because he's doing quite good in the mid. Has the bottle up and running, has some decent amount of rune control, and he's ahead of a DP. And usually, what is happening with Storm, you lose the lane and then you recover from the jungle. But since he's
sure, you can call 1 CS difference being ahead.
Well, technically.
Technically it is, but if you say that,
no,
make that argument sound like an asshole.
It's more like about the rune control he already has established, and he's pretty good at harassing the Death Prophet. Yeah, there you see it. Pretty much down. That forces the DP to play more defensive and go for less last hits. Usually you would be sitting at like 20 on the DP and like Storm at 13, 14.
Yep. We'll see if that'll be enough to make him get ahead further now. There's only some tankers coming in, so no self.
Undying.
DP feels safer. Oh wow, Butcher actually making a rotation down. Helping to secure the kill. I mean, he's not need to top, I guess, at this point.
Oh, wow. 20 strength, still nice. Yeah, 5-minute rune. Oh, was this the quad rune? It was.
Yeah. You know nothing. Holla holla, get dollar. Something or other.
Still level 2 Undying. Not really doing good. Already 1 level behind the Witch Doctor, or almost more than 1 level.
It's not coming to a lane, it's just running around.
Yeah.
This is not really what you want. This is so weird. Like, this is right up bottom, why is he not here?
Can PL get him?
He can't gank mid, this is not possible. Up top lane though, yeah, Underlord dies.
He outnumbers them all.
Yeah, like if I were the Undying, just stick him to the top lane. Let him spam DK on the PL. Like PL already takes a lot of damage from the Underlord hits. Like if you put like some strength in there, Underlord is level 4, almost level 5 now. I mean, he has his peak. He doesn't really need those that many levels anymore. Like, he is effective. Just stick the Undying there and do some damage.
Well, as it stands, it is spending a full minute now. Not just one support, but both of them. going from his left properly. Finally connect with his gang. But, I mean...
Very good rune.
I also want to say it's not worth it because he spent so much time there. Dying, just got level 3 of that at least, but still.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Going on to life. Oh, gets the unlucky hit. Of course. See? Like, that happens when I play Witch Doctor. When I play against them, it's the exact other way right. Every time.
Just nature of the beast. It stands top lane. Phantom Lance doing a little bit better than Lifesteal at this point. But Underlord, yeah, at the very least he got his levels up to level 5, almost 6, so he can barely stand around. Get some extra help there from Shadow Shaman, but if he tries some more committed, he can actually do any damage. So he will not necessarily have a fun time, but he can stick around and can secure some CS at there.
Yeah, pretty ambitious kill going for number 1. Oh, nice, to level 3. Oh, yeah, he's just getting bullied by Jakiro at this point. Lifestealer also taking a lot of damage, and you mentioned it, like, he's doing a little bit worse than PL is. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, however, it's looking really good for Storm. I believe, yeah, he has the trads underway. Should be going straight to the Kaya. Also bottle up, also magic wand, and the full no talisman. So he's doing insanely good stats-wise. He has a high mana pool to work with. He can go for these rotations whenever he wants to. Still has 2 slots in the inventory, so get that Kaya.
I'm so low, thought about, hey, maybe I can get this rune, but nope. So Shadow Shaman there and Stormswift zipping in. Who's also
at least he doesn't have a
jungle
bottle.
creeps in the meantime, while not missing out too much on these lane creeps, so yeah, he's doing everything he can to surge himself ahead. And as you said, this is what they need. They need to snowball. Need to get the storm. Just make sure he explodes. That's the way you put it, I think.
Especially with the Lifestealer being so low on farm and not being able to even contest in the lane. Like the Beastmaster, he's getting there, 11 and 9, so he's there about even. But this is a Charlin sitting right, and they're at level 5 now. At least on the Beast, level 4 on both the supports. But hey, don't really need levels that much into Kira and Witch Doctor. It's more nice to have than must have.
Now that's a cast bouncing. Back towards the heroes. Tombstone is down, they will find Mo. And they find more. Still a few zombies slowing them down, at least. It's Jakiro now, but don't have any way to catch up. Tombstone down, quick kill. On the spot, Witch Doctor, it's okay. Especially if he gives his own life now. He does have a lot of strength stones, there's some stick jars to work with. But Small Boy, he's hitting quite hard. There's no face boots to walk in, another set of axes here. This lockdown is not enough, the axes will be dodged though. Let's get the kill before being slowed down and chopped to pieces himself.
Will not be in time for the 10-minute rune, so Jakiro at least gets one. He'll also contesting top one, so it's gonna be 3 for them this time. Yeah, that was a big oversight the last time that they gave away 4 runes while having map control.
Let's rune deny here, Stormswirt left with an empty bottle. DP still hasn't really been able to catch up with CS by the game. Some of those were also jungle creeps from Storm, and now that's for Shrine up, back up to full. So it's Mangoed, 9 stick charges, and they're picking out bottom. They want to get some more kills down here. And certainly some juice he wants to get if you catch him from behind like this. And Shackles will be cancelled, cast, nothing too much though. Stormswirt still gets a few spells off, and Storm likes in rage says, yeah, I don't care about you, cat. The TP's out, but Small Boy still slowed down, a lot of burst. Double kill for Savvy.
Yeah, and there's not even a commitment in mid yet. Like, he is popping the exorcism, but he's fairly late, so there should be fortify TP. He got to fortify, no TP. I guess not.
Some damage together with Cannonball.
Yeah, that might even end up being a tower if he's not there in time. It's a lot of damage, and there's still catapult. He has the Cubif coming in, so he's gonna do so much damage. Storm can't stay in the exorcism. So he has to go for the Naya, but hey, joke's on you.
He tried, but he can't.
Oh,
now?
silence.
Silence. Not gonna be enough, is it? Not quite. Pretty close.
That was close. That would have been an unacceptable kill. But hey, let's talk about Underlord, because for some reason, I don't even know how, he managed to snag together a mechanism almost at 12 minutes in.
Yeah, it's actually extremely rich. On solo offlane Underlord, I mean, I guess he had a bit of health actually.
He has more than
He's only
life.
died once, so like... But he hasn't been dead, he's just been so experienced non-stop.
Yeah, it's just, he not only has the mechanism up and running if he wants it, he also has the mana bridge, so this is some solid timing. I would still like to, if he goes for the Crimson Guard a little bit more, because that is better against Beastmaster and PL. But hey, Meg is a start.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah, no, he's going for it.
Compare that to the Beastmaster, I mean, he has a medallion finish coming out on the courier right now. His Soul Crest queued up already. So for now, no Necrobook shenanigans. Also keeping this pressure up in his bottom lane. He's restricting the lifesteal farm while he still can. At least that part of the plan is still working, despite the attempts of them to just make them stop, killing them a couple of times, but they just keep coming back. As a result, this tower in the safe lane almost chipped down to no health points.
Dire are scanning.
Yeah, Kai on the way for the storm. That's gonna be one power spike. They have an interest to work with if they want to. I disagree with the Radiance on the lifestealer. I think it's too slow. Armlet into Desolator, or even skipping the armor and just going Desolator Medallion would be better for them. But, oh, that's his item, that's his item. They're waiting for the storm jump in mid.
Okay, inventory full mana, 1 bottle charge. BP at this point, not the easiest kill, not by Storm by himself.
Yeah, there's a full magic wand.
This could be a bit more interesting down bottom. No vision on this movement, despite them not being smoked up, but Lifestealer, yeah, he knows better than to delve too greedily into this lane, just hugging his tower for the most part.
Ah, this is smart, they're gonna get the mid tower with wand.
Right, now the rest of his team shows mid, so he also leaves the lane, which is pretty smart. If he didn't, then they would just straight up dive the tower to roar him up and kill him.
Talking about it, they let the walls just die. Oh, he's not gonna get the tower at this pace.
Put it in eye range.
Beast can't believe what he's seeing. Oh,
she got it.
Yeah.
Come on!
Quite something. Same time as Young. He's actually in trouble.
That's a kill on the PL.
Caught off farming, he
72
made
now.
a full rotation up to the top, and that's TP and a Death Prophet. I'm not sure if they can actually fight this.
They have a level 4 tombstone to work with. If they scout anyone, they put it down, and then the DP's just dead.
Inside the trees, both of them. The heroes found first, tombstone's back. That Dragon EX is used. Level 1, but the mechanism, look at these heals. Turn us around now. Hexed up, burst down. No Exorcism for you. Smallboy also said, hey, I can help guys, I swear, but turns out he can't. Double kill for Savius. 4 of them drop. At the end, when all is said and done, if you that Phantom Lancer.
Yeah, that's another tower down. That's the last T1 left standing. Still the runes to take, which Storm will definitely like.
If they were in T-Pad like that, they can take towers quite easily, just based on the Underlord. All of his bonus damage just adds quite a bit to the push.
Dire's top tower.
What's up in 20 seconds? I imagine they want to take the shrine. They're always all steering to that direction, roughly. Or even if it's only for the Shadow Shaman, that would be worth. Alright, resetting the base instead. Ah, come on, don't bait. Ah, he's going for the stack. Efficient. No, wait. Hold on! Wait!
You were saying?
Not again!
Though, so that's something.
That counts. Yeah, that's what I meant. Ha.
Diffuser Blade, alright.
Also
Is this
Glimmer
enough
Cape.
for them to turn things around?
I don't think so. We just finished up the Glimmer Cape on the Shadow Shaman. We have, well, half a Bloodstone and a Storm Split, so he has some natural reason. Well, talking about region, yeah, that.
Oh god.
I think
smiling upon them right now.
I think with the Underlord having the mech and mana boots up and running, and soon at the Vanguard as well, he's gonna be so effective. To get the jump.
This is it. Silence comes out, but Clarity's already dead, so I'm so low. I don't think they care about his quick cycle. He just dies. Way too much magical damage right now coming in from the storms where the region's not going. He's not zipping. Oh, why was he not zipping? Could have zipped around. Here's that big fire. Bit of feels bad, man, but just focusing on the tower, focusing on objectives, have a catapult with them. Oh, that's a long jump. Only level 1. Yeah, so I actually vortex, it didn't quite capitalize. Now there's the roar after the count set it up. This is what I was talking about. Someone else has to pick up the slack, but it counts through the death ward. So I have to call it quits. Underlord with the ultimate. Okay, just to make sure. And just in time, actually.
Not even close.
Super low.
Yeah, that gives him a powerful bonus. I would still highly advise against this Radiance on the lifestealer. I think it's going to be way too slow. Like, you have money for Armlet, you have money almost for the Desolator at this point if you farm it a bit more. Like a Solar Crest will even help you tremendously. I feel like they think they're pressured by the PL, but the illusions are not going to be such a big deal if you have so much AoE already. Like we saw Shadow Shaman just he will be able to kill those illusions off for the next 20 minutes.
Yeah. Still go for the cyclic build and eventually go to Mjolnir. Should also be enough to solve all your PL issues. Well, he wants the Radiance into the Solar Crest, committing to this all-over build. If it does come out, it will still be powerful. But yeah, it's not gonna be for a while, especially if he somehow gets picked off in the meantime. He's farming very aggressively right now.
Invisibility!
Yeah. Well, how's the Solar Crest considered now? So my words were heard, apparently. He's still gonna go Radiance. Yeah, I would still argue more minus armor straight. Trying to get the jump on the PL.
Half his mana for it, now he's gonna lose the other half.
That's not how it works anymore, life.
No. He just feed himself.
Yeah, a little bit. Just a little bit, you know?
That was questionable at the best, and they're going to get 4 more now. For Beast Master. Keep the Tombstone committed, so keeping it immediately, but unable to help out his friend.
I gotta say,
I don't know if they realize that everyone's backing off. It's a juicy amount of money.
Yeah, for the PL at least. I gotta say, the attempt was made by Lifestealer, but they fixed that bug where you can reveal the right illusion. Wasted a chip.
Well, you gotta be a bit careful not to do stuff like that.
At least he didn't have a bloodstone yet.
Oh yeah. Especially against the Phantom Lance, if you look at net worth, it's sitting at almost 11k now, way ahead of the Storm after these 2 deaths. So they keep being pressure here, trying to take over as much of the map as they possibly can, Storm farming somewhere else. You can always just TP to a shrine or the T1 tower top, if you have the TP, but it's on cooldown in his backpack, so they're just full farming mode right now.
Yeah. Farming is what they need to do. There's only a 2k gold lead at 20 minutes and we're slowly approaching that mid-game that PL's looking for. Look at this farm. Reva up and running, Vitality booster, the second one is on the way. He's going straight to hard after the Diffusal Blade. This is... Yeah, it does make him unkillable, but he's a hard kill.
It's gonna be such an early timing for that. Hey, he hasn't completed now. Sub 21 minutes. This is crazy.
There we go. 3 Pocket Fountain. Yeah, now to the Manta. I think it's the right call. Like, yes, there's the route to be afraid of, but with the Manta first, you still die to CC. If you go hard first, however, they can't kill you during the CC, and you just use the Manta afterwards. Yeah.
Look at the Magpie, dude! Oh my god, the roar coming out! With the Death Ward, everything being dropped, Lifestealer dies first. Danger, trying to do what he can, he had a Tombstone. He's patched off, no one actually died. He has to die side, just died everything. Radiant after off here, so dying and able to TP now.
Yeah, and meanwhile it's only the Storm pushing on the TG tower. This is not going to be successful. These monsters chiming in here. Has to watch out, he's super low. Jakiro. Oh,
the way
false Storm
Jakiro
TVs.
catches the Storm. Well, the Storm wants to be gone.
Radiant's
So I get
top
the tower
tower
top,
has fallen.
defend bottom. Still took a lot of damage though because of the catapults, so it's well-timed push at the very least as far as Storm's really concerned.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah. That fight looked really, really good for Clans here. That probably propelled him up to be even in the game again. Like we see it in the gold and the net worth as well. Just dumped down from 4,000 to practically 0 again.
Better than a poultice.
Experience even in their favor, so that's that. They also have a death problem, let's not forget. Quite a spam with Yurtha, you also a bit of extra defensive utility to try and get a little bit of extra damage out of the exorcism. That just might be the difference maker.
Just take a look at the net worth. It's 13,000 gold almost for the PL, 9,000 on the Storm, and he was considered pretty farmed. Lifesteal sitting at 7k. He's 5k gold behind. Like still no Radiance. 22 minutes in with no items virtually. Usually we see those timings for a Lifestealer in at like what, like 16, 17 minutes, if not better. This time it looks really underwhelming.
Shadowblade, not the Undying, and will not waste any time. There's not a haste room though, Little Cape to help out, still sitting at the Magpie, they have the dust. Not the extra not the extra stunts. So it was a bit of a waste of a few perfectly good ultimates.
Well, Raw Magpie, not the worst in the world. Was an exorcism, right? Which is up and running on the side note. So they can go for some pushes. They did manage to bring on down all the T1s, however, so it's not really that preferential to just go over the map with the intent of pushing with exorcism. They have to set up for these kills again, but hey, raw, no fight.
Yeah.
There's the Bloodstone. Really late on the timing after 2 disasters, you could say.
And same time lifesteal is also once the Radiance completed. So, at the very least now, with this setback, this is the fallback that you can actually look towards for Lifestealer to at least be able to farm. And it's not the best carry late game, but it's always going to be a threat to single targets. Especially against the DP, like, you need to start building into armor, kind of just rely on dual scepters once eventually that Nullifier will come out. Stuff like that, but... And Radiance, if nothing else, will help you get there easily. But it's still Phantom Lancer. Still a DP at the end. Nullify all you want, but if she builds an Aeon Disc, what do you do then?
Undying. Nope, no room for you. No Undying illusions. Oh no!
Whatever should we do? Might as well just call GG right now. We have no illusions.
Well, they would save some time. I see farm PL. I'm simple man. I see GG.
Smoke up. Trying to bait out a few views here perhaps, but they'll have none of it. In fact, they'll smoke up themselves. Where do you want to go though? Infest, ready for a Storm Spirit. Some Bloodstone with Radiance. To be able to find some kills here. Perhaps even the Phantom Lancer. That would be the big prize. That's what they're looking for. Smoke breaks simultaneously here. Clarity. sees what's going on. Phantom Lancer can decide what he wants to do. He's actually going in to this fight here with the Exodus being committed. Therefore, Tombstone in the back being taken care of by the Beastmaster sooner or later, but it's being done. Except now being thrown out by the DP, but the Crimson Guard did a lot to just save them for a long time, but it's expired. So the Exorcism can do full damage. Phantom Lancer is still alive to all of that too. They do get the kill. But what cost? PL, he's just healed up with a heart in the meantime. He'll be able to finish up the Undying, and Stormswood is completely out of mana. Has a decent amount of region going in, but he's using it aggressively and trying to get that extra kill, but he can't. Small boy, all grown up, survives that whole ordeal. Full 5-man wipe.
Gotta say, the PL just big oversight. He was solo, he was on 200 HP, and nobody had a focus. And then, yeah, like, well, that's a storm play.
Almost killed Witch Doctor.
Under attack.
Only almost. Yeah, this PL just healed for about 2,000 health or something in mid-fight.
Yeah.
And then he wasn't even getting get hit when he started going underlying again. So... Oh wow. Actually goes for this kill. Wow! 3 Bloodstone charge.
Of course, did I? I'll take that.
Well, I'm down to 10. Now it's back up to 11. It's still respectable, but it's one of these items, you know. It's the item. If you die a couple of times, it's almost feels like dead net worth.
It is.
Still
It sets you back.
But
It's a huge gamble.
yeah.
Like, I think you can only justify Bloodstone if you know there's no hard lockdown or mana burn, and that will never be the case if you pick Storm. I think it's a much better item on other heroes, if you want to commit for them. I think heroes like Zeus or whatnot would come to mind, but he doesn't really need it. He needs the Octarine instead. Bloodstone just doesn't have a place, because the cooldown and whatnot, it's no longer that useful. The high ground push. And we're turning around.
With, yeah. How do you push into this high ground? Okay, like this perhaps? Initiate with the Phantom Lancer, but the Roar turns around and it's gonna be a very dense Stonefoot. Maybe not just yet, the mechanism, the Underlord keeping him alive. Supposed to be used, slow down on your dying. Think on work, but another Ice Pipe, he just zips into it. Everyone's being done, but now Death Ward's starting to go through together with the Exorcism in the middle of that. Everyone's slowed down. By the Spirit Siphon of all things, Underlord trying to make his way out, and he will take the Lifestealer with him. This fight was so well taken by the fans.
Yeah, they baited out the Storm Spirit so well. Like, again, he fell for it for the 3rd time. Like, I can kill this PL, and then they just, oh wait, no, I can't. And then the Ice Powers, like, just on top. I don't know. Like, they have defensive tools with the Crimson Guard and everything. Like, this Underlord provides so much protection in those fights. But
Look
it
out,
is just simply
they
not
sustain
enough.
through it. They have enough sustain themselves to just accept that you're not really killing anybody while the Crimson Guard is going.
Yeah, nobody...
But just kill them afterwards.
They practically don't have a carry.
Oh, Zeus also going down. We're going to Death Prophet. Oh, never mind, Gale's picking it up. Now, okay. Really important this one, guys. Bouncing back up, the Roar comes in onto the Lifestealer. You got the Rage off, so not a lot of mana burn. You just try to TP out, that's not gonna happen. Look at that Magnify, dude! Oh my god, the Ice Buff as well. Ridiculously well placed. Stormswift trying to salvage this. Everyone's super low, so you can maybe pick up the target or the shoe, especially if you can find the DP, but he can't. Completely out of mana now. So, Phantom Lancer just walks back in with 100 health points. No fear in the world, and they only lost the Beastmaster. Team 3 in return, Lifestealer somehow able to walk out of there, but this is not
fighting the choke. Yeah, they fought in the choke. Big mistake on their end. Didn't even get the Aegis done. This looks all PL to me. Bloodstone is down to 5 charges. So about that net worth.
Yeah. How does he have 90k?
Well, he hit some crits, he got some gold. He hit some heroes, he got some more gold. That's pretty much how you play PL.
38 last hits.
Oh, about to be a couple more. Well, he forced out the ultimate from the Underlord. That's pretty big.
Yeah, it is. He has more CS than an ultimate should have at this point. Pretty sure.
Radiant's bottom
Well, I'm gonna get rid of this tier 2 now. First tier 2 of the game, and they can just work the high ground with that too. Why the hell not? They have 2 catapults with them. All spells ready to go. Phantom Lancer with the Aegis. Yeah, it's gonna pop the X. Look close out immediately. Stormswift zipping in and out. Now so the mana is, even though you're right next to the fountain, it still takes a while to recharge. Still a few seconds where you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, PL doesn't need mana, he's just, yeah, he can frontline basically. Like, look at him.
Else force out. Defensive Tombstone, defensive Serpent Wards. It's gonna be enough to wait out the Exorcism, but it cannot really feel good, can it?
Yeah, they just back off. They still have 2/2/2s they can play. You have to watch out the base doesn't get destroyed big creeps.
Maybe we'll fit it back in time. But even with that small stint, if it wasn't for the glyph, that would have done maybe half damage to the tower. So the push is alive and well on the dire side. I want to try and get something done here. Smoke it up. Themselves a haste rune.
Haste!
Ooh, counter smoke. This here? I'm sure that deity
Oh,
initiation's there already. Oh, poor Storm. His team was basically behind his opponents. They re-smoke instantly. That is something else. So, they're battle straight on mid. I can claim it on tier 2 for free.
3 charges.
40 seconds, yeah, alright.
Sorry about that net worth.
Radiant's middle tower.
I remember someone saying that Stormsbird dies a few times.
I vaguely remember
Fall
that.
apart, yeah. I don't know who that was, but the guy was pretty smart.
Debatable. But yeah.
Oh, nice little silence here, so he can actually still fight. Yeah, it's Mecha got already used. They're not taking any damage right now, but they will again soon enough once that expires. And now they get the Aegis, alright. Still a bit left on it. Stormbird, long zip! A lot of damage, and you did the TP thing. Just being obnoxious. Potentially setting up for something else. Because Lifesteal was inside there. He jumps out, kills both these supports with rage, and then walks away into the zoning from the Underlord.
That sounds really cool in theory, but I don't think that is going to work. They have a lot of tools to deal with him. Like, they had a Raw up and running in the mid lane, so that was pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
So they considered that. If he gets Raw, he's just dead.
Can't afford to play safe anymore.
True, that's the other part of the story.
Well, at least they're holding on to the high ground so far. So another roar and 2 charges. Well, on the bright side, you're not losing as many charges anymore when you die. Alright.
Yeah, worth it. That's the strat.
Sad part is he's still the highest farmed hero on his team. The big chunk of his net worth basically doesn't mean much.
Well, if you don't have any gold, you can't lose any gold.
That is true. Well, another defensive Serpent Ward CX coming out. This time there's no Aegis on Phantom Lancer. Heart is good and all, but there's percentage base damage from the Firestorm, so you can't really sit in that. A lot of Shaka stand. Looks like this comes out from DP, but this might still be death, and it is indeed. Follow Brute. Cheap press. Didn't feel like it did anything in that fight, but Xiong, oh wow, look at this. Not done yet. Shaman down. No one has any mana. Lifesteal just gets wrecked. I'm trying to do the same to Underlord. I mean, still has a bit of passive damage block, but there's so much power coming out from Xiong right now. Skadi, top of the Mantle Style. I mean, it does add to your base damage as well. 54, over 200 right now. Even Silence are also available, so if he stays there for a fraction of a second longer, just falls to pieces. And I don't know, this looks more and more like a done game.
It has to be. It's a PL, absolutely overfarmed. 17k gold. 17k gold. You can zip all you want, but at one point you're gonna catch that ice path. It's going to happen. 2 lines of max down. Only bottom one remains. They're gonna take the shrine on the way back. Yeah, this is over. This.
If Indian teams knew what GG was, they would call it right now. But they never do, so I just have to assume that they don't know the concept of giving up in a game like this. But, Guess we counted as a positive
Radiant's
that they
top
never stopped
shrine
trying.
has fallen.
So after all, it is amateur Dota for the most part. Anything can happen.
Yeah,
No games
even
are
dry
possible.
strats with 4 melees can happen.
Shudder. I shudder at the thought.
Oh, they're probably gonna make one last attempt. They have an interest bomb to work with. Radiance is up and running, I guess, but at this point, there's not much. Yeah, like I mean, your Undying has practically nothing. Your Shadow Shaman, well, he did manage to almost get that Aghanim Scepter, but you will never reach a tower in this game again.
I could still be
Oh, beast.
help. Oh, doesn't want to throw out the raw. Let's do that.
Radiant's bottom
Okay,
shrine
team too far
is
away.
under attack.
Yeah.
Oh, take
Well-
the shrine, go bottom.
Oh yeah. Just playing it safe. Like there's no reason not to at this point.
Radiant's bottom shrine has fallen.
Reapers right where? They have catapults. And well, there's no creep wave anymore. Only the one melee creep survives. The sea creeps are more resilient.
Catapults.
There's a glyph available. Not even going for the bottom lane, what? Just waiting for next Roche?
I guess. Wanna play safe. However, it is not up for another minute. I'm gonna wait a little bit more out here. Interesting move. There's a DD rune at bottom. They scouted. They do scout at the observer wall, but missed it on the vision.
Well, no Roshan is on the cards. It's
Radiant
medium
are
respawn time or
scanning.
so. So they're smoking up, walking in, and the initiation, cutting grief action on the clear again. A little silence. One spell off, not all that effective, but Emperor they only have to call it quits. Okay, cancels the ultimate actually. Death Prophet in the middle of that, and that's a good kill. That is the good kill of that.
That's the second
Nice
time with the
figure in
exorcism.
stomach. Yeah.
Up to 4 charges.
Yay.
Worth.
But as I said, no game's unthrowable, and this is exactly how to throw a game like this. Just get killed without having everyone ready to fight.
Or having barback.
Yeah.
But hey, at least they can't really push. They committed the wards for this, so... Back off again, take the win.
If you're 20k behind, you have to take baby steps. But, well... And again, you need to take some risky baby steps. If you tumble, then you lose. But,
Double damage!
if you're not walking now, you won't ever start, or something like that. Just training the metaphor a bit, but you get what I mean, right?
Ooh, Zip gets it out, but has enough mana, but this Roche is going down in chunks. DPL.
Quite often you see a PL this farm that actually does a lot of damage to Roche. But with the D-Rune, with a butterfly, he's sitting for more than 500. Or around 500. Okay. Why was he there? I'm not entirely sure. Why is Savvy there?
I'll take
Trying to
that.
kill the Witch Doctor.
Yeah, worked flawlessly.
Glimmercade. Press my item and then I survive. Can't afford to stick around here because it's too dangerous. Now there's a roll onto the life steal. They get the rage off. A lot of damage is done between two of these heroes here. Meanwhile, down bottom, Phantom Lancer has objectives on mind. Has the Aegis, it doesn't care about all this harassment. Serpent Ward might want to try and get rid of them with your loot. But instead. So yeah, just get rid of heroes, it also works. Undying down again. He did drop an extra tombstone on death. But again, he just wants heroes. It's not easy through the Crimson Guard. Yeah, realize that too now. Get rid of the tombstone.
Doing a lot of damage in the shit helmet.
Well, not sure about this man style. All the losers are dead. He's almost dying. Almost giving up that Aegis, but almost quite enough until his Fire Storm comes in and finishes the job. Well, they really lost for Shakiro. Death Prophet's super low on health, though, so can't really feel safe. Almost got sniped by the zip alone. The BKB comes out, trying to go for the Spirit Siphon, but Stormsword is already well away. Now look at this, Phantom Lance actually isolated inside that. Pops cheese though, just in time despite the Hex. Almost preventing it.
What's a bit there?
Up, right least. They barely took any damage to him, so that becomes in to try and provide the extra, and that'll be enough to roll to lane. And,
Ancient's going low, but it's enough to defend. They actually lost both default tires to 4 catapults.
Chucking huge amounts of health points off this tower, off the building.
Look at the amount of damage that Shadow Shaman did in this fight. He did 6,000 damage, and that was only with the Serpent Bolt.
No one cared about the Serpent Bolts.
Yeah, nobody, like literally nobody, and he has Aghanims. Like, I don't understand. He isn't even 25 or whatnot. He's level 15, or like talent-wise. Doesn't even have the extra HP, so I don't know, I think that was the big oversight. PL needs to take the time to just clear them out, because that was more than 60% of the damage in the fight came from the Serpent Walls. Despite the storm zipping right at it.
Yeah. Didn't quite see what happened to the Death Prophet that brought us low, but if she was ready to fight there, while the Phantom Lancer was, there's no way they survive trying to kill a Phantom Lancer, which still took them ages, because the Death Prophet is well sitting next to a Whipple Parallaxes. Still keeping themselves in the game. Ever so slightly here, they held on to their racks, if not the rest of their towers.
Still holding on 24k. Promise the next push will probably... Is it even at the racks? If you want to play safe. As long as they don't wait for the next rush, because I feel like they can just go up to high ground with Exorcism pre-casted. Last few times we always had the Exorcism kinda being used when he was already dead. If he just runs up there with BKB and Exorcism, they can finish off the Ancient even with Fortification. And they get a roar here. That's an ambitious kill.
Need a bit more. Cast. Anything like late. Didn't force out like Guarding Greaves, Crimson Guard, now 5 of Inside, that alone. Pretty damn good. Now they're gonna take this fight. BKB's comes out, that's gonna be a dead Witch Hunt. They're gonna get rid of the wards right now.
Yeah.
He called for real again. And to game 3!
Woo!
Clowns with crowns. Tie up the series.